How can you tell when a once red-hot stock that's lost its momentum is really ready to roar higher again? That's the question we need to answer when it comes to Snap One Incorporated. That's the maker of high-quality tools and diagnostic equipment for auto repair shops and a number of other industries. After spending years climbing steadily higher, almost in a straight line, Snap One stock hit a wall in 2016. It's now down nearly 10% for the year. However, last week the company reported a terrific quarter, and it seems like the stock might be ready to get right back into gear. Snap One delivered a juicy 7-cent earnings beat off of a $2.50 basis. Okay, slightly weaker than expected sales. Management gave some bullish commentary in the call, though. So has the stock gotten its groove back? I know the company has. Let's take a closer look with Nick Pinchuk. He's the chairman and CEO of Snap One Incorporated. Learn more about the quarter and his company's prospects. Mr. Pinchuk, welcome back to Mad Money. Good to see you, sir.
Thanks for inviting me again. I love to be here.
All right, thank you. Now, I often talk about how I don't just like growth, I like organic growth. And this quarter delivered a level of organic growth that, to me, said this is the right time to buy the stock. If you could explain to people what the difference is, why organic growth is better and what it means long-term for the company, it'd be really helpful.
Well, for us, it's our principal value-creating mechanism is when we observe work and figure out how to make it easier and translate that into great products.
Okay.
And for us, organic growth is rolling out products that people really want. A great example of this right here, can I?
Sure, please do.
Is our new thermal imager.
Okay.
You know, this just came out. Now, we have diagnostics, you know, laptops for cars that when you plug them in, it'll tell you what all the electronics say. But sometimes you want to shortcut it. We have a database in electronics that says 800 million records that'll say, hey, don't worry about what the electronics are saying on the car. For this symptoms, 92% of the time, this was what was wrong. That's one way to shortcut it. Another way to shortcut is to just look at the part, look at the section that seems to be a problem and see the heat involved. We have in this device reference data, which shows what a good part looks like and a bad part looks like. And what's important about it, for example, if you're hearing some squeak inside your differential, for example, you usually have to warm up the car to get that happening.
Okay.
All you have to do here is run it for a little while. You can shoot this with this device, the thermal imager, and you see that it's starting to become out of spec in terms of warm. You replace it right away. It cuts time and saves the technician a lot of time and money.
Okay, now that you developed that, but here's it's sold out.
Sold out.
Sold out. All right, we've got one right here now. But this is something very untraditional. On October 17th, you actually bought a company, Cramer Holding. That's a little different from developing something organically. Why is that important?
Cramer, what we like to say is we have runways for growth. One of those runways to growth for us is to expand with repair shop owners and managers, people who are running the shops and are reaching other shops. One shop where we didn't have such a great presence, one type of shop, was collision shops. Now, we bought this collision company, Cramer. 40% in the United States, 42% in the United States, 29% in Europe, 10% in China, 15% in the rest of Asia and the rest in the world. You know, that kind of company. Okay. But here's the thing about collision that we like. It's changing. And changing helps Snap On. Here's the thing, different materials. You used to be able, car used to be all steel.
Right.
You'd get dinged, you'd put on a stretcher, you'd measure it and pull it into shape. Now, with different materials, you have to do something a lot more sophisticated. You have to measure more carefully. Cramer has the best measurements. You have to pull it into shape, but you also have to chop it up and bind it and fasten it together. Different types, and Cramer has the best type of technology for this, and with Snap-on technology behind it, it'll become even more powerful.
Well, that will mean Snap-on people will call on new shops?
Snap-on people who are now calling on auto repair shops will also call. I'm not talking about the franchisees. They may also be calling on these guys, but the people who are selling to the owners and the managers of the shop, the facilities of the shop, the big equipment in the shop, the capital expenditures in the shop, these collision shops are opened up to us. There's another factor in collision that works very well for Snap-on. More and more repair is being done in the collision shop. Because when you're damaging a car, you're bumping a fender, there's a lot of technology in those fenders. It needs to be repaired. Snap-on has the products right here on this table that'll do that repair.
All right, well, speaking of very limited, what the heck is this thing, Nick?
This thing is the...
Watch out, be careful.
Yeah, I'll be... This is a PWC pipe wrench. It's not a pipe wrench. It's a PWZ, we call it. It's a line. And the deal is this replaces the traditional pipe wrench. So if you're in, we often say, roll in the Snap-on brand out of the garage. Though technicians in those places really love Snap-on products. Well, here's an example of where we've designed a product that will solve their problems. They used to use pipe wrenches to move these big fasteners, and you'd have to screw the pipe wrench up, roll it, and then unscrew, and then reposition, screw it again. This thing, you just move it back, put it in place, screw it, move it back.
Well, you know what happens? Enough guys say that they didn't have something that you decided to make it. Is that the way it works?
We observe the work and make it easier. This makes it easier because the repositioning is easier, and these serrated edges are perfect. No slippage, better safety, more efficiency.
All right, so that's mechanical, and this is, Phil, what I have to imagine with semiconductors. Right?
Yes.
This is an Internet of Things device. Basically.
Yes, what it is, Internet of Device, but what it's done, what we did here was we used thermal imaging technology, and we adapted it specifically for the automotive repair garage. The range on this baby is -4 to 840 degrees Fahrenheit, the kinds of things you'll see in a car. And then when you're looking at, let's say, misfiring cylinder. You can look at it, and then you can press a button here, and it'll tell you what the out-of-spec position will look like and the in-spec view will look like, and you'll be able to tell whether there's something wrong with it.
All right. Well, look, I love a man who has passion for his job and for his business, and I love good dividends, which you pay, and I love higher earnings and organic growth, and you've got that. Nick Pinchuk, he's the chairman, president, and CEO of Snap-on, SNA. Mad Money's back after the break. Booyah! Jim Cramer here from Mad Money. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube. Click here to subscribe and get the jump on my exclusives with CEOs, plus market news, investing advice, and a whole lot more.